Annyeonghaseyo! Hello friends, welcome to my Korea video. If you haven't already, please go back and watch my 2 Hong Kong videos, which should be linked somewhere above here. But go watch those first and then come back and watch this video. But this is the second half of my trip in Asia back in November. This was my 3rd or 4th time in Seoul over the past couple of years. I have the opportunity to travel there for work, but that's not interesting at all. But when I do go, I make the most of my short amount of time there and try to see as much as I can. I love the food in Korea so much. The coffee is on a whole nother level from anywhere else I've been. Shopping is great too, but also it's a great place to get in some street photography and I take full advantage. Let me show you some of my favorite places. Let's go. This video is not going to be like a first time in Seoul what to do kind of video because as I've mentioned, I've been there a couple times and I've done the initial first things you should do and I'm probably overdue to revisit them. But every time I go and visit Seoul, I try to check out a different neighborhood or area that I haven't been to before because the city is massive. And even with a couple of visits, I still haven't even scratched the surface of what Seoul has to offer. One place that I've wanted to go to at night specifically to shoot night photography is Namdaemun Plaza, also called DDP. It's this really cool modern space age looking museum slash center that's known for this crazy design done by the famous architect Zaha Hadid. I've been there during the day and it looked awesome, but I've seen so many pictures and videos of people going at night and there's these really cool lights everywhere. I've always wanted to shoot Cinestill 800T. Next morning, I woke up pretty early. I was feeling the jet lag pretty hard. Got myself a snack, but I definitely needed to fill up on some caffeine. So my goal that morning was to go to Folky Cafe, which is a pretty cool cafe that I've heard good things about, but I'd never actually been. I loaded up with some Fuji Superia 400 for the day and ventured out. I ended up exiting at this really cool metro station and took a lot of photos there. Folky, besides being a really good coffee shop, is also a leather goods store, and you can see that throughout the space. There's just this beautiful handmade leather objects everywhere between Korean coffee shops and other places, besides how many there are. I think I saw a stat that there was over 600 coffee shops to one person, which is pretty crazy. Each coffee shop is not just about the coffee. They need to stand out really to try to differentiate themselves with some theme or store element or design, because there's just so many. You could go down a side street and there would be maybe like 4 coffee shops next to each other, some of them being like 3 or 4 stories tall. tall. It's absolutely crazy. But Folky for sure stands out for the quality of the coffee, but also just how they've curated, for lack of a better word, the vibes in there. Now that I've fueled up on a proper coffee, it's time to explore. After a lot of exploring, I ended up at Namdaemun Market, which is a really cool place for food and all sorts of stuff, just lots of shopping and small vendors there. But I got a tip from a friend that they had a whole stretch of camera stores with used film cameras, digital cameras, new cameras, but also they sold some film. And one thing that I'm always on the hunt for is Fuji film specifically, and I was able to find some. That was the first half of my Seoul trip. Stay tuned for part 2, where I'll take y'all to my favorite coffee shop in the entire world. But please like and subscribe if you like this video. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one. 안녕하세요. Later.